The first way you can pick up something off the floor is the most common way, and that's with a squatting technique. So you're simply going to bend your knees, keep your back nice and straight. Try to get that awkward or heavy object in the center of your body so you're just beneath it, and then bending your knees and hips at the same time. Place your hands down below, try to get a decent grip, and then simply stand up nice and tall. That's going to be the first one and most common because it doesn't pitch your body forward quite as much and isn't as awkward for people. It's easy for them to do, and a lot of people are also told that bending over or lifting with your back is bad for your back. And we're going to dispel that myth at the end of this video. So the next exercise or way you can pick up something off the ground is with a kneeling technique. This one is a little awkward, but sometimes, you might have something that you need to pick up off the ground that isn't quite easily accessible to do with that squatting technique we talked about before. So kneeling, simply put, is going to be getting in that kneeling position so you're lunging down. You're going to get that ball or whatever's beneath you, maybe it's a giant sandbag or a bundle of wood or whatever. Get it beneath your body under the center of mass, and then simply, like we did with that squatting pattern, grab the ball like so, and then stand up nice and tall again. Getting it back down, place that leg back, place it down again. The third and final technique that you can use to pick up something off the ground safely is a deadlift or hinge. This is what I would recommend because it uses the most amount of muscles in your body and is also very quick and easy to do. Now, a lot of times people think, don't lift with your back, you're gonna kill it. The problem with that is that most of the time people injure their backs or when they're actually lifting up something off the ground or just in general that's too heavy for them. Makes sense. If you're lifting something too heavy for yourself, your body literally cannot handle the load, and that's when you have tendon tears, ligament tears, and usually is when injury occurs. So this movement of hinging or deadlifting over isn't bad for you. It's if you do it with a load that's too heavy. Now a hinge or deadlift is simple. You're going to cut your body at your hip, bend your knees slightly, and then you're simply bending over at your hip. If you can imagine one of those animals that kind of dunks their head into the water, that's always the way I like to describe it with a hinge. So cutting at the hip, knees slightly bent, bending over, picking up that object, standing up nice and tall, slowly back down. The thing about the deadlift or the hinge is that you can have something in front of your body and you are still able to pick it up. With those other two, you have to get directly beneath it, but that doesn't always happen. Sometimes you don't have enough space for your knees to go forward, so you literally need to have that object in front of your toes like this. Obviously, you keep it as close as you can towards your body, but at some point, you just can't push it any closer. That's when the deadlift or the hinge comes in nice and handy. Now, the last thing I want to talk about when it comes to lifting up something off the ground safely is bracing. Now, people don't get taught how to brace their core properly, and this will allow you to lift a lot more weight off the ground and make it safer on your spine. Now, when I say bracing, there are some deep muscles in your abdomens that when you take a big breath in and hold, will stabilize your entire spine and allow you to lift more weight off the ground. So to brace your core, like I just demonstrated, try to breathe out through your belly and then hold through your entire belly, trying to create pressure through the front of your core, side of the core, and your back. You will do this before you lift anything off the ground. Watch as I demonstrate. So I'm down, I'm gonna do a deadlifting, so knees slightly bent, hinging over at the hips, grabbing it, then I brace, creating pressure around my entire spine, and then I lift it up, and then breathe. You wanna make sure you breathe once you come to the top. Simple as that. Let me know which one you prefer down in the comments. We'll see you next time.